What's good, everybody? I know you said the beef, so we have, of course, another beef recipe. The only difference is this beef recipe is gonna really hit home, okay? Because it's gonna be a Mexican style coffee braised beef. I figured, hey, why not? Most of us love coffee and a lot of us love beef. Why not combine the two? We're gonna start with adding some oil to the beef chuck. Now, here's the thing. If we wanna cut our beef into cube-sized pieces, we definitely can. Or if we want to just go ahead and keep it intact and sear the whole thing the way it is, and once we're done, we could shred it, we could do that as well. I think I'm going to go for the second option today. I'm not going to cut it in chunky sized pieces. All right, but we are going to add that oil as mentioned. Take our hand, massage it into the slab of meat, of course. And once we're finished, we're going to take some salt, ground black pepper, combining it really well. And because this is a really thick slab of meat, it will make sense to add a decent amount of salt and ground black pepper. Give it a little flavor, of course. But I can guarantee you, it's gonna be perfect by the time we're done. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep massaging the seasoning into the beef. Once we're done, we're gonna bring over our pan. Now for this recipe, I know I said pan, but we need to use a heavy duty Dutch oven or a heavy duty pan, one that could withstand the sear. We don't want to use a cheap pan and then we're going to have problems with a lot of smoking and so on and so forth. While I'm waiting for my Dutch oven to get nice and hot, because we want our pan to be screaming hot, let me just take the time to introduce my son Prince's seasoning. This is Chef Prince all-purpose seasoning. Now here's the thing, let me give you a quick little synopsis about this seasoning. If you're a college student, if you're a child who may be a teenager learning to cook, or even a novice chef, or somebody who doesn't feel like pulling out a ton of ingredients, this right here will set you straight. That's all I'm gonna say. Definitely check out cookingwithtammy.shop, same website, and you can grab it up from there as well. All right, it's gonna be really worth it. We're gonna add some oil because we're gonna be searing our beef. Allow that oil to come up to temperature. See that smoke? And we're gonna sear it on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes. A lot of us are cooking on electric stoves. So let's just see how long it takes. But nevertheless, once the meat is nice and brown, you're gonna flip it over and sear it on the other side as well. Now here's the thing, this is nowhere near cooked. We just went ahead and browned the outer surface and that's it. To the hot oil, we're gonna start off with adding some aromatics. These are yellow onions, however, feel free to add any type of onions. All right, the onions are nice and glossy, so we're gonna go ahead and add some finely chopped garlic. Let's cook our garlic down until it becomes fragrant. In about 2 minutes, our onions should be slightly softened. With this particular recipe, if you love onions, then add an additional onion. I can only imagine how good they taste. Now, I'm also gonna introduce some chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. When it comes to the chipotle peppers, you are gonna be the person in charge of the heat factor. Simply because these things they're hot, but they're good hot, if you get what I'm saying. There's just some peppers that, even though they're spicy, it's just so delicious. Gonna allow those to cook down a little bit more for about 30 more seconds. Smoked paprika for a nice smoky element of flavor. Can you add regular paprika? Of course you can. However, it's not gonna give the same flavors, simply because one is gonna be sweet and not as bold and smoky on flavor. We can also add some cumin powder. Cumin is pretty pungent, so you want to add a good amount, but not too much. Let's add some dried oregano. If you want to add oregano powder, you definitely can. This smells amazing. Woo-wee. Now, to step the element of flavor up even more, we're going to add some cinnamon. Yes, cinnamon is not only used for baking cakes and pastries. It's definitely not only going to change the flavor profile, but the aroma in your house as well. We're also gonna add some brown sugar. And it's time to deglaze, so why not add some coffee? Along with our beef broth. Stir it one more time. And let's add our apple cider vinegar, along with our fire roasted tomatoes and our bay leaves. Let's bring back in our perfectly seared beef. Place it in the pot. Of course, you're gonna get those excess juices back into the pot along with the beef. Add some of the onions and all of that good stuff to the top of the beef, of course. We're gonna cover it one down. When cooking the coffee style braised beef, there's going to be two options. Either you can cook it on the stovetop and allow it to reduce and come to a slow simmer for about 3 to 3.5 hours, or you can place it into the oven like me at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3 hours. Now, if you want to boost the time on the oven up a little bit more, just know that you're going to have to add more liquid sooner than later. But if you want that nice, tender, break apart braised beef, take your time and cook it. No rushing allowed. Let's dig into this meal and let's see what we have here. This is gorgeous, not to mention it smells amazing. Smells great. Look at this nice, rich, thick gravy that we have because it reduced down and it's so thick and beautiful. My goodness. Now here's the thing, if you want even more gravy, of course, add a little bit more water and you have more gravy. But this right here, my loves, is perfect. Now my main thing when it comes to beef is the tenderness. So I'm gonna go in with my tongs and see how easy it is to break this meat apart. Wow. Check it out. Check it out. This is gorgeous. Rich gravy. We are gonna go in for a taste test. My mouth is salivating. I can't even talk properly. Stuttering and stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Definitely a winner. Definitely a winner. We have that deep, rich depth of coffee flavored beef. The flavors are phenomenal. Because like I said, you get that, you're getting that richness, and I know it's coming from the coffee, right? It pairs perfectly with beef, might I add. It tastes somewhat like deep, dark chocolate, to be honest with you. Not to mention, we're getting that nice depth of warmth from the cinnamon and that smokiness from the smoked paprika. Whoa, this is really, really good. Now, here's the thing, my loves. This is one of those meals where you could make it just because, and of course, serve it on up with either rice like I'm doing, maybe a little side of mashed potatoes. I'm not even done yet, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of my tortillas, I'm gonna cut them, you know, in fours, fry them up, and make some like fried tortilla nacho type situations with this. And I'm also gonna pair it with rice, avocados, and cilantro, a side of lime. Just look at the thumbnail, you're gonna see how we pair this, and that would definitely give you an idea of how to pair this dish as well. But this, oh my goodness, my loves, give it a try. Don't wait for the holidays to try this out. You're definitely gonna be impressed with it. It's very flavorful. And before we go, don't forget to get your seasoning, cookingwithtammy.shop. Use code HungryFam, all capital letters, so you receive 10% off. And that's about it, my loves. I'll definitely catch you guys in another video. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.